Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday the 6th of June. So what we've got in store for today, well, before we look at that even, let's just look at yesterday's FOMC meeting minutes. It showed that it was more bullishness that's actually discussed post the meeting, and we've seen quite a shock movement yesterday in the markets and running through into this morning. It seems like it's a risk-off situation. We've seen the yen pushing up and the dollar strengthening as well at the same time. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But looking ahead today, well, we got unemployment claims at 1:30 now, with a focus on non-farms this Friday. We might see a little bit more movement around that this afternoon, and then we've got the services PMI again. That'll be focused on quite a bit with the potential interest rates and whether or not they'll come earlier than expected. So we'll see. Of course, Friday's a big day, tomorrow's a big day with non-farm, so I expect it to be a quiet morning, but we'll see what happens. These days really are panning out oddly at times. So looking at the currencies themselves, and I'm coming back to the euro here on a daily basis, and the story is pretty similar across the patch. Basically, we've got most of the majors selling off against the US dollar, and we've seen just the yen. I say just the yen. The pound's holding up okay-ish against its a lot of the cross pairs, but obviously against the dollar it's well down as well. But starting off this euro anyway, it's, as you say, selling off. Yesterday it looked like at one stage it had more legs in it, potentially back towards that 50 MA, but not to be. And we've seen it sell off at as I say, at 7 o'clock yesterday. It's at 7 p.m. GMT, and then it's been rolling down since. Well, we have some decent support sitting around 1275-ish area. If it gets down there, a break of that level, then it starts taking out the prior lows there, taking out the stops that sit below that sort of area, and we could see a bit more continuation. These markets are so fickle at the moment, and the range is that tight range I've drawn on the dailies there may just hold things. If we do see that breakdown of the monthly pivot, which I'm just pointing out, those lows there at about 1271, we see those lows taken out. Well, we could be on for sort of a bigger move down towards those the next set of support levels. Okay, just coming down to the 60-minute, you can just see there's a bit of an ABC movement. There's plenty of support potential there. Right, that's the euro looking weak. Of course, when you get days like this, they can swing around, but I don't know how much of it. I don't think it's a massive game changer, but there we are. The pound daily wise, well, it was doing pretty well yesterday, making near-term highs, and since sort of November-ish time, selling off this morning. And again, well, from yesterday really, it's just pushed off there, run into its weekly R1, got the weekly pivot below. So if we start seeing a sort of continuation of selling, it becomes quite a decent weekly, that's the monthly pivot below. We see a potential move back towards that. There's got a reasonable probability of being hit, so yeah, let it roll basically. Trying to trade these this morning, well, you've got to look for retracements. I mean, you can just jump aboard. That's the temptation, I'm sure, for many, and it might work out. Just looking, we've got the 200. It's quite close to 6200. The daily S2. With the way it's moving, yes, they may come into play, but I'd just be quite wary at this very early stage of the day. Now, it might mean I miss a decent move for this morning, but I'm just, as I say, quite wary. Dollar yen's pushed up here. You say pushed up. When I say pushed up, I really mean pushed down. But the the yen's pushed up effectively, and of course it's inverted, so it's moving south. Coming off here. it's all a bit messy. Finding a bit of support, maybe a break back above the sort of 116.02 area. We could see us pushing up for those prior highs there at 116.34. At the moment, it's here, neither here nor there. I was looking for sort of some support area yesterday, down and waiting to see if we can catch some support off the prior highs here, and that might still come into play at some stage. There's quite a lot of support just sitting down a bit lower, and I just put an alert up there, as you can see, just to see if it did come down to that. But well, I'm still bearish on the yen, so looking for the dollar to push up further against it anyway, but just waiting on that. Aussie dollar took a big hit, and as often when the money comes out, it comes out of these commodity currencies, and it's as say taking a big hit here. Again, it's happened. At the moment, it's whether any retracement gives a decent enough move to get short into it if you're looking to play a continuation. As I say, I'm not sure how much of a game changer this really is, and whether this is the sort of the new year sort of move that we're going to see more strength back into the dollar. But it certainly looks that way at the moment. But so fickle old markets, they can swing around quite quickly. Canadian dollar sort of lost against this is US dollar, Canadian dollar lost its way, and also pushing up. It was for large points of the day yesterday. Canadian dollar was one of the weakest. It managed to pull back later as it broke its trend line, but really couldn't hold on to any gains. So at the moment, again, one that's the dollar is much stronger. Not much else to say there really. CAD. Okay, so you can catch the picture there. There may be a few pairs. I mean, I was looking at the Aussie yen. It's sort of the strongest versus, or the weakest versus the strongest. I should put it in the right order. But again, even with this, it's already gone. You've got to have set orders or something if you were expecting this. It's a bit late at the moment, and it's a case of patience. Right. Looking elsewhere, we'll have a quick look at gold. So how fickle can gold be? And once again, it's very easy answer, and looking like we're heading south. There is some support around these levels. In fact, we're not too far away from some support, just under 1800 there, 1798 sort of area. There's certain layers of support here. I was speaking yesterday, it's been making higher lows, higher highs on this 4-hourly picture. It's still in that range at the moment, arguably. Bit maybe breaking just off a little bit, but it's the horizontal support may just hold it there. Okay, so looking a bit soft at the moment. Again, it could just turn round this morning. So you just got to wait and be patient. Oil, looking at oil again. Well, it's holding up better than most other things here, and it's sort of pushed up yesterday. Okay, didn't hold on to its gains, but it's pushing up again today. Just holding up that little bit better. Numbers came out quite positive. It did actually sell off quite strongly yesterday after evening there with the news, but it's certainly leading the way a little bit this morning so far. So it's one that's pushing up. Right, okay, moving away from that, let's have a look at, just come on to here, look at the cryptos. Well, big movement, big news on cryptos. It's finally broken that support level that we were seeing at 45,500-ish area. That's been broken. Quite a solid breakdown there. Maybe we've got more to happen. I was looking at this as into where would be a potential point of buying, and I start coming down to sort of the weeklies now. When you start coming down here, then look at the wave action that we've seen here. So we've seen this sort of retracement pull up. Are we going to see more downside here? For those old fans of things like the Head and Shoulders, where there's there's one shoulder, there's the head. Oh, I barely drew that very well, but there's the other shoulder there, and so it's still got some potential breaking this sort of neckline, and maybe having a bigger correction. Certainly, looking from a buying point of view, it could come in sort of the 28s, 29s, may just be a bear trap around that area, we'll see. But might get a bit of support coming in and more determined buying. For now though, it's looking weak. Do you sell it? Well, you could sell on the break there. It's a potential. Just change pens here. It could have potential sell points in terms of target wise. That sort of 31,639, dare I say, could be a good target. Now, most of the other coins are in a similar place, not quite as far maybe down in terms of their overall movement. Ethereum, but Ethereum moving there. Ripple. There are a few that quite some of the biggies. The FTM here. We were looking at this yesterday. We'll come back to a daily chart. And you see that even with yesterday's sell-off there, it's well. Now today's sell-off, as it's showing here, it held on actually and made a positive day yesterday, and it's one of those that's just holding on a little bit better. I'm sure there's others that are just holding on slightly better. What's Litecoin doing today? It's already broken. I wouldn't look at that. No. Okay. Okay. So that's still breaking down. However, this may be an early stage of some movement, but the real trend and everything, it looks quite bearish on most of these at the moment. Right, changing markets and looking quickly then at the indices. Looking through Asian session there, where we got the breakdown, that trend line once again. It's sort of, we saw it break and not hold previously. Now it's sort of it's properly broken here, looking soft right at the lows. Well, tomorrow may just see a continuation of that. Nikkei selling off quite strongly here. Just money, as I say, running to safety. FTSE this morning, just noticed that's just opened again, just selling, and there's no point trying to be buying into these because they're still pushing highs at the moment. I mean, we might see support coming through. The DAX has found a bit of support for now, at least. Probably gapping down there and maybe coming back for the fill in the gap, but seeing some movement there. The CAC also, well, they've been running. The money may well come back into them. It's just a case of timing, but be careful when you're catching the knife, as they say. Okay, S&Ps, let's get the S&Ps up there. Solid old sell-off yesterday, but I've said it actually recently that although a lot of these are selling, see sort of quite a bit of selling when you talk about interest rate increases, but they're very modest increases at the end of the day. And I mean, if you get 2-3 in the US, that's 0.75. It's still added to where we are at the moment. It's still, you know, very, very low interest rates, and not really going to hurt equities too much in that respect. Anyway. S&P's there. The Nasdaq took the hit yesterday. Again, they're finding a little bit of support maybe at the moment. So some of these equity markets look like they could turn a bit more positive. As I say, the likes of the FTSE just finding a bit of support. Maybe on the shorter time frames you can find an entry if you're still quite bullish on that. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. Sorry, I was asked to look at a currency. Let's see if I when you got it on my list. It's one of those currencies I've not even. I don't trade at all. Let me see if I can find it. It's easier to find it from up here. I was asked to look at a cross currency. Let's just have a look. What was I asked to look for? I will just do this, but these cross currencies, they're just, in particular this one. I mean, I look at a load of crosses, but I guess if you're swing trading, there's nothing wrong with them. But Don't know what the intention is, and I can't find the thing in a rush. Oh, there it is. Well, that's one of them. One of the questions or comments. Can we have a look at Euro half? Okay. Oh dear. So what we're seeing here then, the Euro. Much the same as what we're seeing just about everywhere else, really. Euros, well, it's been pushed, tapping on the door there. What else? I mean, last few days been selling off here. Support may come into its 100 MA just below there. I don't know what you're looking for on this. Just coming up the time frames a little bit. Just have a look up the time frames, a weekly time frame. It's looking like it's topped out, maybe, if that's what you're looking for. As it topped out here, certainly at the moment it's suggesting that, but we've had one hell of a couple of days. Well, certainly that was last week. I'm looking at 1 days yet. We're not seeing much movement the last couple of days, or yesterday. Not a great deal of movement there. It's pretty pinned. I really don't know why I'm looking for this or at this for someone, but as asked to look at it, certainly looks weak overnight there. I say overnight, it's not overnight. That was last week, running into last week. It was looking soft. Short term has come just down a little bit more. Just trying to see what you're seeing or looking for from it when we're looking at it. Certainly from this movement, it's been looking weak, and I can't really. It's in no man's land for me here. Maybe if you're looking at the short continuation, look for a trend line breakdown here. As simple as that. Some sort of break below 361. As I say, it's well out of my world of currencies. Wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. Anyway, there we go. Someone obviously wants to. Wish you luck on that one. Difficult one overall to read. For me, yes, there may be. There's both sides of that in terms of what I don't know what you're looking for, but personally, it's done the top there, moving away from it and looking more weak than strength at the moment. Right. That's it for me. I wish you a great day, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.